What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Master-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with what might end up being an episode of serious jank. You know, it's that kind of jank that might actually be quite serious. And I honestly, really, truly believe that. Probably more than I've ever believed that during an episode of what is probably going to end up being serious jank. Because I think that with a little bit of fine-tuning, this might actually end up being definitely serious and absolutely not jank. But we'll have to maybe BrewLabify. As always, I'd appreciate your recommendations, suggestions, cards that I missed, things that would help make the thing happen, more consistently without losing, etc. in the comments. But, this is the beginning of my adventure, my foray into what is the various desert-based synergies from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. There's a lot of them. Some of them are really cool and seemingly powerful. And once we go into some of the other color combinations, are also going to be very cross-synergistic with older mechanics and or synergies. So I cannot wait to show you. This is just the beginning. It's a Jund deck. The next step is definitely going to go Sultai. But, you know, the sky's the limit. There's a lot of really cool stuff when it comes to these deserts. So, yeah, I think that's enough of an introduction. So, without further ado, it is time to jump into tonight's brew, simply called Jund Deserts. And I think the deck box might give away where we're heading with this one. And those of you who follow me closely on X will also be well aware of where this is going, because I made a little post about it last night. Jund Deserts with Nixilis, the one from Aftermath. You guys remember, this combos with All Will Be One. So this is a Nixilis All Will Be One deck, hiding within a essentially kind of Golgari Deserts deck. But the splashing of the red, you know, you really want to be playing this type of desert thing in at least 3 colors, so that you get to play at least 12 of the deserts, which I've heard other people referring to as crime lands, because they commit a crime when they enter the battlefield. They deal 1 damage, they always enter tapped. It's taken me a little while to figure out the play patterns, and what I meant earlier in the introduction about fiddling around and tinkering, it's like, is this the ideal removal package? Can we change that? Is Phyrexian Arena the best way we have of drawing cards in these colors? Those are the questions. The rest, the actual desert stuff, is good and isn't going nowhere. So, what is this desert stuff? We've got quite a lot of the cards that say desert in them in this particular list. Most importantly, aside from the lands, we've got Outcaster Greenblade, a card that I completely overlooked during spoiler season, but that actually ends up being one of the major sort of like, okay, let me hold down the fort with this guy while I try set up the combo, because its power and toughness are, you know, get buffed by an additional +1/+1 for each desert you control. So oftentimes, just by playing this on turn 3, it's going to be a well, you know, you can't, it'll be, if you're playing it on turn 3, you need an untapped land as well, and so it'll be 2 deserts plus 1 untapped land. So regardless, that'll be entering as a 3/4, done my math correctly, and then it just keeps scaling from there, and that really does a good job of like just blocking and getting in the way of mono red whilst we dig for a Brotherhood's End, whilst we look for some removal. But the most important part of it, aside from that, is the fact that when it enters the battlefield, you go and search for another, either basic or desert. And you often pick desert because the desert dealing 1 damage is exactly what starts the combo with Nixilis. If you remember correctly, if an opponent loses exactly 1 life, then you put a counter on Nixilis. Putting a counter on Nixilis triggers all will be 1, and then you make sure that you target the opponent, because if you don't, it breaks the loop. Target the opponent, that's another 1 damage, which puts a counter on Nixilis, and it just keeps going around and around. I really, really loved that from back then. Really happy to be bringing it back into the limelight for another little spin. Everybody who follows me knows that I am a huge fan of this card in particular, and I'm actually looking at putting it in some +1/+1 counter synergies kind of decks coming up probably next week at some point. But yeah, just my point was, most of the time I'm searching for deserts, and there are only 12 that do the damage, right? So you don't want to necessarily use them all up, or you do get yourself into a situation where you're out of them, and then you have no way of starting the combo. So fortunately, we have things like the Outcaster here that can help us find one to start the cycle. That can also be said about the Colossal Rattlewurm. Not only is it a freaking insane card that we played in yesterday's Simic deck, 6/5 flash trample. What? It can also at instant speed put a desert onto the battlefield. So I've had games in testing where I start the combo, I like wait for the opponent to be tapped out. Of course, they can just disrupt it by either killing all will be one, removing all will be one, or killing Nixilis. But if it's like especially against control, or like a very black heavy, go for the throat aplenty type of a deck, then you wait for them to tap out, and you've already got these 2 guys on the board, and then at instant speed you can do the thing with the Rattlewurm, search your library for a desert, put it onto the battlefield, tap, starts the thing going. Now they have no way of interrupting it. Really nice. Alongside just being an alternate win con with a freaking 6/5 trampler that you can flash in OT. And then last but not least, talking about ways of finding these deserts, we also have the Spinewoods Armadillo, which, again, life gain. 3 life gain. I'm trying to find a way to squeeze in a 4th. I just cut like 1 bit of Triumph or something, but like 3 life, amazing against Mono Red and all the other aggro decks. And then it, once you, because we do ramp pretty hard, and I'll get to that. Once you can actually hardcast this thing, it's just a 7/7 reach, ward 3. Also pretty damn nice. And that's another way of finding a desert. And last but not least, and it doesn't say desert on it, but for the purposes of this deck, it may as well, we have also got the Freestrider Lookout, which is a 3/3 with reach, and it says whenever you commit a crime. So of course, playing one of these treasures does 1 damage to target opponent, which means you're committing a crime, and that will then allow you to look at, what is it? Top 5 cards. We have how many lands in the deck? 26. So you almost always find 1, and if it isn't going to be a desert, then it's going to be one of the other nice things, like maybe a Pylons, which with the Surveil is great and also can help fix mana a little bit at a cost. Or, maybe we find a Restless Cottage, which is quite a nice one to have, and it's also a creature land that commits a crime, so that can also trigger the Freestrider Lookout. Then find a desert to then, have it, because you put it straight onto the battlefield tapped, and anyway, these come into the play tapped, and then that can start the cycle. So that's our like little find the things that start the cycle whilst also holding down the fort. All green cards, all kind of great, and all new. And then the rest is just our removal package, as I mentioned earlier, and alongside a couple of Phyrexian Arenas to draw some cards. I was thinking, if not Arena, then maybe the Red Curse, the Case, Crimson Pulse, Case of the Crimson Pulse. That might be an alternative to Phyrexian Arena, but it only, once you actually solve it in a deck like this one, it might not exactly be what you want, because you're continuously having to sort of discard your hand, or not sort of, you have to discard your hand at the beginning of every turn, so this might not be the best one. But other than that, it's all rotation proof except for the, what is it? We've got, I don't want that Blooming Marsh. I want my new Blooming Marshes. We've just got one Boseiju, one Takenuma. That's the only things in the entire deck that are not rotation proof. That is also really freaking cool. And that's the deck. Jun Deserts with the Ob Nixilis all will be one combo baked into it. I hope that's enough of an introduction and you guys know what it is that we are trying to do here. So now it is time for us to jump into some games. See how the deck holds up on the Mythic ladder. So far, so good. I'm not like trying to convince you that this is the new next top tier best of one like meta breaker, any sort of clickbaity title of that kind, but definitely more than 50%, like 55% or more win rate. Honestly, not too shabby. I'm happy with that. Especially if you're having fun as well. Why not? Opponent is early ramping. Let us hope it's not too much of early ramping. Because we want to try and... We'll probably play Greenblade next. Which will find us a desert. So that we can play Lookout the turn after that. And play the desert and do a crime. Fine. I will not Boseiju that quite yet. Really feel the need to. That nice, huh? A little scry action as well. Just in case I'm not actually gonna graveyard. Just in case. Anyway, we shuffle when we play this. So we don't put it in the graveyard, it just goes away. What do we want? Another red for the Brotherhood's end. And also if we find our... Or will be one. I'm not a fan, guys. Speak of the devil. I really am not a fan of this particular ramp spell. Oh, I would have done that before I got my trigger, but fine. Boop. Also, I probably would have gone for the other one. I guess he just doesn't have the removal. And I'm really surprised to see a red card here now. Oh, I guess not. There's a Zia Taurus. Aha! What we got here? A little sneaky bugger. And what, is this gonna immediately hit a thing that... It's not? Okay. So, I didn't talk about this removal spell during the introduction. This is gonna do -2/-2, plus an additional... Buckload. Neither of them legendary, so can't I just go 5, 6, 7? We can just go 3. Bye. Of course, he had another. It's back to the Carnotaur again. Gonna sack a land or something. Ooh. Oh, aren't we happy he didn't have that? Okay. That is not cool. We can Boseiju. Of course. Of course. The way that people just somehow find 3 of, like, the specific exact thing they need in their deck. Somehow, every freaking time. Seems a little bit much to me. But I will get rid of this thing. Oh god, he found another one. Bro, all 4 of your exactly the thing you need. Is just pretty absurd, honestly. I don't know how we're gonna win this one. That's 19. Gross, dude. Yeah, that's game. Lame. I mean lame. Great. Freaking sick deck, dude. Nice. I guess kind of jammed Reanimator. I like it. But like, wow. Very, very lucky human being. You just happened to have like 4 Rakdos joins up, all within the top 20 of your deck. I guess anybody can win if your hand is that smooth. On to the next one. My son's having a cucumber. Okay, so Marsh. Sorry. Backwood. I bet you it's the bat. Huh. Okay, that's totally fine. Go find another red. It's looking like Raffine. On. Dryage. Forget I said anything. Maybe just 5-color ledger? Oh. Another card I cannot wait to see the back of. Just like, please, never again. Please. They're just humans? Oh, that's great. So, yes, we need the red for the Brotherhood's end. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is a humongous problem. People be playing some crazy stuff. What, he gets back copies of everything? So first we have to deal with the actual Ratadrabic. Which is how much? Ward 2? Perfect. Let's discard Copperline Gorge. Ooh, that is a amazing top deck. Honestly, I could not have been happier. Don't have another. All I ask, that you do not have Ratadrabic again. About to be a really happy chappy. Okay. Cannot go and fetch your own Ratadrabic because you have Denic. Is that a good play? Like, oh, was that an error in deck building? It appears that as though it was. Whoops. Oh man, this is so sick. You'll probably concede. I would say you'll probably. Of course, sometimes. Die. Are we just digging for the removal? What does this thing do? I thought so. I mean, I would have preferred if he'd stuck around because we might have done something cool, but a win's a win, baby. Brotherhood's End is gonna go. I mean, it's already one of my favorite sweepers. Doesn't feel like too unfair or anything stupid, but considering, like I said in many videos with regards to rotation coming and how Farewell is leaving the format, we'll also get a rise in, get a little rise in artifact decks. Festering Gulch. I have a sneaking suspicion we're about to get our asses counter-spelled here. Yes, no, maybe, I don't know. It's gonna be huge. One way of having the Greenblade here actually enter as a 3/4 on the turn. Ah, okay, okay. I mean, there's definitely some make disappears. What? X? I has reached, so luck. But we actually the battlefield. Woo! Rampy, rampy. Can't block. Ooh. Maybe I should have stood, you know, stayed back. We've got 6 life that we can just gain, like right here, right now. Oh no! Oh, top deck city, baby! Bye bye. I just love it. Top deck city, baby! Brotherhood's End, youth, beautiful thing. I'm struggling. Of course, can't make too many predictions about future meta because it's gonna be Bloomburrow, and we don't know what's in Bloomburrow except for a few cards. So, but you can start to make some assumptions just based on what's gonna be leaving the format and what does that give room to that didn't have a chance to function prior. And sure. And so that we can play the remove spells and help Nix in hand. Wow, someone else with Desert. Great, so now I'm going to use the Armadillo to find a... This looks like probably just the... Yeah. We've all seen this one. Fetch another red. Trying to get to 6 to do the either, you know, this probably could be the Nexus deck, could be the what's the name of the other one? Baron. That's now he could just play land and immediately fire off the Smuggler's Surprise. That was the name of the card I was looking for. Okay. It's 2 blockers now. But we have 2 great removal spells that will immediately deal with these. Ow. Triple Stomper. Someone's a ramping. Okay. So we have so many options, but I think we just go for the more obvious one, which is immediately get rid of all these. One immediately is a strong word. Of course, I kept back the other bit of Triumph because this is looking like he's ramping into something stupid, which I'll need to deal with. But let's not forget, we can just also do the Kingpin and play a Pain Land or whatever the... what are we calling these again? Wow. Did you just get like all of your ramp cards in the top 10? Lucky us. Goes for the swing. You know, you can just get some advantage off of this regardless. Huh? Worst thing would be if we... I don't know, I think I'm going to hold this back. See what Obnix exiles. If he exiles... Got a block. Could also commit a crime. It's only costs 1. But nah. John Lance. I love it when I like leave a certain little thing from a set which appears to be a draft only mechanic or late into this after set release, and then when I finally get around to, oh, okay, let's give that thing a try, see if there's anything there, and then actually there is something there. Mwah, makes me very happy. And you can imagine like also Freestrider Lookout alongside Presley Bill, and like maybe like we don't have to go all the way Jund, or I don't know. I'm thinking like Bristly Bill would also be really happy in deck with the Lookout. So man, there's so much going on actually that I still need to tinker with. It's just, yeah, not everything's gonna be like top tier. It'll be close to serious jank. As you can see, how are we doing for time? Half an hour in, we've lost 1 map. Have we? Yeah, I can remember. We'll go look at some stats at the end, as we often do. This one I've actually put in enough reps last night before recording. I wanted to feel confident that it's something that I can actually put up on the channel. Sure, kinda, not could better. A 1, like, oh, 3 green blades, by the way. How cool that. Shade of the Soul, Desert. Name of this land as well. Gulch. Ah! Our good friend, Mono Red. It's been a while. How good of you to stop by. We need a land. Heard a different land. But it is what it is. This is a bit slow, unfortunately. But we do have Brotherhoods. So I want to actually go look at the stats properly on Untapped and see how many times I've won. But it hasn't also been 0. Slow mono red players. Bane of my existence. Okay. Three deserts. Play Greenblade. Find other desert. Another Greenblade. Another Greenblade. Slightly lower hand from mono red. Still pretty terrifying. I think we have to actually go with Lookout here for the reach, but he does also have freaking okay. With the additional mode here, we can actually Brotherhood's End. So I think that's honestly enough of those, though. Thank you very much. Yes, we will also lose our Lookout. Shit happens. I'll just block the Codebreaker. We'll block him. How bored are we of this freaking deck, people? It's really quite tough for me to explain, like, how sick and tired I am of it. Anyway, it's just gonna be like a lightning strike into a play with fire at my face before I can even say bleh. Watch and learn. Or just, you know, whatever, Felden into another monstrous raid or something. Throw a pair of balls and play something else. People. Sorry, it's just me being salty. Play whatever you want. I play mono red. I'm just bored. I'm done. Like, I need rotation. I sound like a stuck record, but woo. It's just been a long season after season after season of turn 1 Kumano. 500,000 play with fires in the top 5 cards of the library. I know that doesn't make sense. That's the whole point. Like, you finally get around to firing off the Brotherhood's End, and then they just have another 3 things that kill you. Okay. Life gain? Thing? I forgot we had a desert in the deck that doesn't end tapped. It's us to play. Okay. Which permits us to play our Outcaster on 3. It actually get the full value. Now we go grab what green one for the double green. Gulch. So we can play Freestrider Lookout. Looking like just plain old control, but no, there's a Phyrexian. Maybe. Ooh. Yeah. In that case, I'll just do this. Oh, that's. Did someone do something with a Ratadrabic in some tournament or something of late? Because that's 2 Ratadrabics in one night. That's not something you see very often. Yes. Would love to just pull off the combo once tonight. All I'm really interested in. That is a pretty absurd amount of ramp. I think we can all agree, right? Like, wowza. We can just play an armadillo now. Okay. That sucks. Mega suckage. What we really want to see is Nixilis, please. Just... okay. Please play Rapid Rabbit first. Yeah. This death touch is really quite frustrating. Getting rid of some of it. This thing is pretty busted in a desert deck. I mean, we're doing -8 right now. 2 mana instant speed. Like, sorry, shit. What you got? You know, could be a hell of a lot worse. I want to find, yeah, I want to scry. Yeah. Please let me just pull off this combo once tonight. I've done it like multiple times in testing. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is use the armadillo to gain 3. Find a land, which I will happily discard, like plain forest. That's what we're doing. It would be nice to just for once, like, just do the thing when you're recording, you know, like, it's so rare. I think I did the Obnix thing with the all we won at least 5 times last night. No, 4 times for sure. And now he's gonna mill my Obnix. No? Ooh. Okay. Not yet. Wow, that was another land, dude. Mind-boggling. Okay, that's nice. Getting a bit low on life, though. God. Orzhov Legends. I have a feeling someone won something. Somewhere. This would be the ideal time to just find the freaking card now. We have 2 chances to do it. Oh! Unbelievable, dude. It's Shelly. Wow, I'm blown away. I just cannot believe. Another land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 17. That's bonkers. Now he'll move. No? Okay. Oh, but he's got Menace. Good game. Ah! You had the Menace, dude. You didn't even need to go for that. Oh, my lordy lord. You didn't have the 3 to pay for the ward. This is a zombie. That works with Kisa. I like that. I like that a lot. Library not collaborating. Absurd flood. One of the worst in recent days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 of our 26 in the top 20. Life's good. When you flood. It's better when you flood than when you brick. I actually, like, I wonder. I sometimes pose this question to my viewers, but I'd love you guys to sound off down there. Okay, final match. Please don't let me lose this one. We had a nice positive win rate, but we're already going over time. I just really don't want to just leave it without pulling off the combo. 93%. Quick riches. Okay. Got the 2 red, 1 green, Brotherhood's end, so we can sweep the 2 red. Play you, find another one. Then... Okay. And like just, I guess at this point it could be Boros Convoke, could be mono white aggro, could be anything. Aha. That a nice top deck. This is a card I really need to play with, like sooner rather than later. Turn 5. Oh ho ho! Obnix! Green one, please. Let's get this one. He wants me to block, right, for the treasures. This card is so cool. So cool. Vigilance, trample hate. Okay, we're surprising a few smugglers. Guess a couple lands is the play here. Actually, I played this guy the other day. Please no enchantment hate. Yeah, wow, please. If there is a god, let this be the time. Milled one of his other surprises. We have the mana. Everything is ready. We have the pain land with which to start the cycle. We just okay. We do need one more turn, unfortunately. I'll keep a backup just in case. Or this is the turn when he plays the, you know, he double whammies us with this stuff. But then maybe he's tapping out. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a huge freaking dust animals. Please just tap out. Please have nothing. Please, 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 please. Play something big. Do something crazy. Make another gigantic Hydra with your brawler in play. By the way, is in a deck soon. Except I'm going for the be it, people. This really, really, this is it. This is it. We win. And we, oh my god, I'm so glad we went for a freaking final. There's nothing at 1 mana that he could possibly have that is going to do anything here against our combo. Oh, baby. Finally. Whatever, doesn't matter. And we're off. Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes. This was one of my favorite things to do in, you know, at that time. There's no way to stop it. Bye! Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. I could not be happier to have pulled off the thing in the final game, and honestly, the fact that we had an overall positive win rate illustrates the fact that you don't need that to happen for the deck to just be good anyway. So let's have a look at some statistics, and then we'll jump back into the deck with some final thoughts. Untapped stats. Here we are. 16 for 9. You know, could be better, right? Could also be a lot worse. I went 4-0 at one point last night. 4-3, but then like this little run today, 7 for 5. Like it's not like I said, it's a little bit more janky than serious, but it's also not terrible. And is it fun? Yes, a resounding yes. And going back to what I started the video with, you know, is there something we can do as far as like card draw maybe, or you know, maybe some kind of tutor thing to find bits and pieces, or I don't know. But is there, I'd love to hear your thoughts again in the comments. How can we make it more consistent? Is 3 and 3 of each enough? I think so. Maybe not. What can we put in here? I really want to know. I've racked my brain. This is what I came up with. But I do think there is a way that we can make this into an actually good deck, because it's already close. But yeah, that's really all I have to say here. In terms of like, you know, things that I had thought of, like I said, was really just the Crimson Pulse. But again, if you ever do solve it, it might not really be what you want this deck to do, and that's only ever 2 cards drawn for 3 mana investment. Yes, that happens right away. Arena, you have to wait till next turn, you got the life loss problem, but like, maybe that's not, I don't know. I really don't know. Of course, there's all the stuff that I've considered in Jund that we've had since New Capenna. You know, you don't want to play these because we want as many deserts as we can. Unleash Inferno, everybody knows that I love this card, but I'm trying to do rotation proof videos, so the only like rotation proof Jund card that we have left in standard that's actually Jund is the Rebuild the City, which honestly could work. I just don't think this is the shell for it. Maybe the one that I mentioned with Bristly Bill, where we get rid of Nixilis and all will be one. and we go into just like a more lands-based thing, and put the turtle that mills and puts a land from graveyard back to play. Okay, yes. Oh, sorry. I beg your pardon. There's also Solid Windgrace, but I'm not a fan. So one other Jund card that's left that's rotation-proof in Standard. But yeah. Otherwise, pretty cool, no? I think we can all agree that that was a good showing for the channel, and the fact that we managed to pull that off again. Chef's kiss. That is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, kindly consider subscribing to the channel. Of course, liking the video, commenting, sharing. All of those things really, really help me out. And I much appreciate it. I will be seeing all of you in the next one with another fresh deserts brew. Probably going to be Sultai. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.